Tonight, exhausted and fearing the worst, some in Gatineau leave their homes.
There is always 2 periods of time where the water rises, so there will be a second flooding.
While others in flood-prone areas are keeping watch, taking comfort in hearing the river may have peaked for now. A war of words between Canada and the U.S.
It is outrageous that Canada will not put U.S. spirits on the shelf. It is insulting.
Familiar themes and some tough talk as the Prime Minister says the U.S. will not dictate free trade talks. And you may go to a hockey game tomorrow night and find a party has broken out.
The playoff atmosphere on top of that, it's gonna be rocking there tomorrow night.
Some new and some tried and true ways for fans to celebrate their team and cheer on the Sens as playoff action shifts back to Ottawa. Good evening. We begin again tonight with the flood watch in our region. Even as river levels begin to stabilize, the threat remains high. People in Gatineau on edge, some voluntarily evacuating their homes, while others are staying put and hoping for the best as the battle against floodwaters continues in many parts of the community. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live from one of the hardest hit parts of Gatineau tonight. Austin, how are things looking there?
Yeah, Patricia, we're standing here on Rue St. Louis, and it feels more like a lake. We've actually seen some fish jumping out of the water here where we are, and this is one of 13 roads in the city that is only accessible by boat. We're about 200 meters north of the Gatineau River, and we actually did see emergency crews earlier today helping save a man from one of these homes in one of those boats.
Water levels stabilizing in Gatineau Wednesday, but not before damaging homes and forcing some to call emergency crews to help them get out. Others putting their chest waders to work.
We got to be prepared because, it's disgusting water. It's sewer water, so we're not going to just walk in it.
For Andrea Morin, it's a familiar scene in this area. She's been through it before, and she's had enough.
I'm not going to stay. It's my last flood. I'm moving out in a couple of months, so that's it for me. It's a lot.
The city of Gatineau says 12 people have voluntarily evacuated their homes and nearly 500 buildings are at risk of being affected by flooding, with 46 roads impacted by the rising water. The peak water level is down 15 centimeters from the city of Gatineau's previous forecast, but people are still on high alert.
Oh, man. Man, I'm telling you, I prayed, okay? I pray. I'm a man of God. I prayed for not receiving all that water.
Marcel Barbier is somewhat of a flooding veteran, having lived through floods in 2017, 2019, and 2023.
2017, the basement was full. There was water halfway to the driveway, and it was like missing a feet before it hits the kitchen floor. The basement was flooded, man. Everything was floating in water. That was bad.
And while it appears the worst of this flood has already hit, officials are urging residents to stay vigilant.
It's very hard to say exactly what will come next, but what we know for sure is that there is always 2 periods of time where the water rises, so there will be a second flooding. To what extent, we don't know.
For now, those like Barbier are hunkering down and trying to stay positive.
So far, so good. Like I said, we want to keep it up that way, Everybody's happy, stressed, but happy.
While some people have stayed put and dealt with numerous floods in this neighborhood, others have packed up and left entirely. Some of these lots that you're looking at right now, they used to have homes on them, but after some of the previous floods in years past, those homes have been demolished. So people in this area obviously very accustomed to what we're seeing right now. Patricia.
Those hip and chest waders, all too familiar in that area for sure. CTV's Austin Lee, thank you for this tonight. Appreciate it. Well, the high water levels on the Ottawa River are disrupting ferry service in the city's east end. The Traverserie Bourbonnais, which runs between Cumberland and Masson, is currently suspended. The owners say the ferry will only start running again when water levels decrease. And a flood warning is now in place for sections of the Mississippi River watershed. The warning applies to Dalhousie Lake, about half an hour west of Perth. The Conservation Authority says water levels on the lake are expected to rise an additional 10 centimeters in the next 24 hours. Here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 17 degrees out there right now. sunny and dry through the day. That dry part of the forecast is certainly the best part for people who have been watching the water and watching the levels now start to stabilize finally, Jackie.
That's right, Patricia, and we have been paying attention to what the conditions hold for the rest of this week, and we are getting double-digit temperatures, but also no precipitation in sight for the remainder of this week. That is the good news. Take a look at conditions as we look towards later this evening. Mainly clear skies as we get into those overnight hours. Tomorrow may be starting off with a mix of sun and cloud for parts of Pembroke as well as Kingston, but here in Ottawa, mainly sunny skies is in store for our Thursday, and this will extend again into the weekend. Temperature-wise for tomorrow, it will be very similar to what we saw today. So 3 degrees to start us off at 7 in the morning. Lots of sunshine. We're warming up to about 15 degrees, but with the sun again, we could see it warming up closer to that 17, 18 degree mark. Partly cloudy skies for the late evening, but again, for the most part, we are anticipating mainly clear skies. About 17 degrees all throughout eastern Ontario. We got a closer look at your long-term forecast in just a bit.
Well, turning now to developing news out of Greater Napanee, police divers are searching Lake Ontario after a vehicle went into the water after an attempted traffic stop. Ontario Provincial Police tried to stop a driver on Bath Road around 10:55 last night. Police say the vehicle then entered a ditch, went into the lake near Highway 33 and County Road 21, and became submerged. CTV Stephen Keys is in studio with the latest on this. Steph.
Patricia, it's still not known how many people were in the vehicle at the time, but search and recovery efforts are underway this hour. There is a large police presence at the scene, including the OPP Marine Unit, Aviation Services, and the Underwater Search and Recovery Unit. The vehicle went into the water near the Lennox Generation Station. There are still few details about exactly what happened or how the car ended up in the lake. Ontario's police watchdog is now investigating this incident. They've sent a collision reconstruction and forensic investigators to the scene. The Special Investigations Unit is asking anyone who may have information to contact them. The SIU investigates anytime the conduct of police results in death or serious injury. Patricia.
All right, CTV Stephen Keys live for us tonight. Thanks, Steph. And we will have more updates as they become available on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Still ahead, from high school basketball in Ottawa to the hard court at Notre Dame, and now taking it one step higher, selected by Washington in the WNBA draft. That story coming up. Police are searching for a suspect after a man was seriously injured in a stabbing this afternoon. Emergency responders were called to the intersection of Moody Drive and Robertson Road around 12:45. According to paramedics, the victim was found behind the McDonald's. He was brought to hospital in critical condition, but his injuries are not considered life-threatening. Police say the suspect fled the scene and that there is no known risk to public safety. The 19-year-old man charged in the hit-and-run death of an Ottawa crossing guard is now facing a new, more serious charge in connection with the incident. Alexander Wright was initially charged with failure to stop after an accident causing death. After 55-year-old Peter Clark was struck and killed in Barrhaven on March 23rd, police say they've now laid an additional charge of dangerous operation causing death. Wright remains in custody and is expected to enter a plea next week. A fourth person is facing charges in connection with the death of a Smiths Falls man. Robbie Thompson went missing in October 2023. His remains were found at a property near Smiths Falls last fall. OPP previously charged 3 people with first-degree murder: Christopher Fenton, Aaron Mackey, and Joshua Belfiore. Mark Fenton is now charged with accessory after the fact of murder. Police are looking for witnesses to a fatal crash yesterday evening. It happened at Woodruff Avenue and Slack Road around 5:20 and involved an SUV and sedan. A woman died of her injuries at the scene. A man in the same vehicle was seriously injured. A man and woman in the other car suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information or dash cam footage is asked to contact police. A war of words today between Canada and the U.S. as trade talks heat up, with the Americans citing certain irritants before CUSMA negotiations can begin. CTV's senior political correspondent Mike LeCouture has more on the sticking points and what they could mean for the deal.
They just treat us unfairly at every margin they possibly can.
The U.S. Commerce Secretary describing the trading relationship with Canada to fellow American lawmakers. And Howard Lutnick once again brought up a key gripe.
It is outrageous that Canada will not put U.S. spirits on the shelf. It is insulting
Prime Minister Mark Carney pushed back on any suggestion that Canada has to make concessions to get back to the negotiating table.
It's not a case of the United States dictates the terms. We have the negotiation. We can come to a mutually successful outcome. It will take some time.
A prudent strategy, according to this trade lawyer.
I think where Canada is drawing a line right now is this idea that we're going to give away the house before we even sit down to negotiate. And that puts negotiators in a very difficult situation.
The U.S. has already outlined other irritants, including limited American access to the Canadian dairy market and the Online Streaming Act, which brings American platforms under Canadian broadcast rules.
We've made some counter proposals, which they're aware, and the time will come to really roll up our sleeves.
At the powerful House Ways and Means Committee, U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer said the bigger issue is that the two countries have opposing philosophies on trade.
They're doubling down on globalization when we're trying to correct for the problems of globalization. So those are two models that don't fit together very well.
But part of the reason that Canada is looking for other trading partners is because of the trade war launched by the U.S. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
Premier Doug Ford says the province has sold the private jet it purchased for nearly $29 million.
We sold the plane for the same price right back to Bombardier and said, okay, you take it back. Anyways, here nor there, it's done. I'm flying, commercial, or we'll fly on the little puddle jumper that the OPP has. We don't need...
Ford making those comments during a fireside chat in Toronto this morning. The province announced it had bought the jet on Friday, but quickly reversed course and decided to sell the plane because of backlash. An Ottawa teenager has been found guilty of terrorism charges in connection with a plot to attack Jewish people. The teen cannot be identified because of his age. A judge found him guilty of conspiracy to commit murder through involvement with a terrorist group and facilitating terrorist activity by possessing explosive substances. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration says an Air Canada jet was involved in a near miss at New York's JFK Airport this week.
Jet 534, climb maintain 3000.
Climb maintain 3000, Jet 554.
In an audio recording, an air traffic controller tells an Air Canada Jazz flight to climb and maintain its altitude as another flight overshoots a runway. Officials say a Republic Airways plane missed its intended approach and flew too close to the jet arriving from Toronto. The two planes came within about 800 meters of each other. The FAA says alarms on each of the planes went off to warn flight crews about a possible collision. In the Middle East, Iran attacked 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz today, seizing 2 of them. Iran is calling it a retaliation for the American naval blockade of Iranian ports. Meantime, the U.S. president is extending the deadline for a ceasefire with Iran indefinitely as a new round of peace talks is on hold. Stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of the conflict in the Middle East. For updates on radio, tune into News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News Channel. Ottawa City Council has approved a new bubble zone bylaw that will go into effect in August. The bylaw prohibits protests within 50 meters of schools and childcare centres, hospitals, residential care facilities, and places of worship. Facilities that will not fall under the Safe Access bylaw include community centres and libraries, shelters, and other government-owned infrastructure. Council approved the bylaw with a vote of 20-4. And Council also voted to approve a motion to explore a strategy looking at food access and food waste, as well as food production and distribution. The initial motion included looking at the possibility of city-owned grocery stores, but that was removed from the motion that was approved by Council. City staff have been directed to examine a potential municipal food strategy and see what has worked in other cities. Well, the Ottawa Senators are back at the Canadian Tire Centre tomorrow for Game 3 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Fans are already in playoff mode, and so is the team with a bunch of new playoff-inspired events and items. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more.
One day out, Adam running, making a pre-game purchase.
Shopping for playoff merch.
With the Ottawa Senators returning to home ice Thursday, fans are gearing up for a big night.
Being together, having fun.
And so is the team. Inside the CTC, the Sens hitting the ice for practice, preparing to fight back from a 2-0 deficit.
We got a lot of confidence and we're excited to get in front of our fans.
But the team has a solid record of winning here, and a loud home crowd will fuel that.
Played some good hockey, and then the playoff atmosphere on top of that. It's gonna be rocking in there tomorrow night.
And this year, there's even more energy feeding the excitement.
We're going to be delighting every fan that comes in.
With a big list of new playoff snacks like Sparty's spicy foot-long dog, this chocolate mousse hockey puck, or an aquarium-sized cocktail.
Different spins on different things that we're trying to do, but at the same time, make it really exciting for the fans to enjoy different things that they haven't had all season.
And for the first time, a 300-level beverage and food market.
Hot dogs, nachos, pretzels, and popcorn, just to name a few.
Faster access means fewer fans missing shifts while waiting in line.
The Mashkin units, the grab and go, makes it very, very fast and user friendly to get in and to get out.
Outside, the CIBC Red Zone turns into a full playoff watch party, free, starting at 4:30.
And you can keep cheering on the Sens post-game. If you're here outside the CTC, don't forget to look up, way up. A drone show will light the sky.
We're going to have 50.
Local company Capital Drone Show is behind the massive launch.
They're all going to be flashing their lights and putting on quite a big show. We're aiming for 12 minutes.
It's a full playoff experience on and off the ice. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
My goals have always been, get to the W. Now I got to figure out, other goals now that I'm here.
Still ahead, a rising basketball star who honed her skills here in Ottawa is headed to the WNBA. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Looking at mainly clear skies for our overnight. 1 degree is what we're getting down to, but it's going to be another double-digit day in the capital for our Thursday. 15 degrees and sunshine is the anticipated daytime high. And here's a live look. There's a Centennial Glass sky cam where yesterday we forecasted 15 degrees a daytime high, but with that sunshine, it's now 17 degrees. We'll have more on your weather after the break.
First responders are a family that is 4 times as likely to suffer from mental health disorders. The Ottawa First Responders Foundation provides wellness supports for currently serving and retired Ottawa fire, police, and paramedic personnel and their families. In this family, no one stands alone. Help support those who are there for you. For information and to make a donation, visit ottawafrf.ca.
Taking a look at the roads on your Wednesday drive home, seeing some sticky spots out there, some slowdowns on the Queensway westbound at Churchill and at Woodruff. Otherwise, things moving not too badly this evening. Well, it has started to warm up out there after a cool start to the week. Another sunny day today where we actually surpassed our forecast high, and thankfully no rain. Water levels on the Ottawa River are stabilizing but still remain high as we take a look at the forecast and more sunshine ahead this week, Jackie.
Yes, we're in for quite a stretch of the not just warm weather, but sunny skies as well. And I actually took a peek out on Byron Market. A lot of people are out and about wearing shorts, wearing T-shirts. Quite the change from what we saw from the last couple of days.
I wore the coat on the bike and saw the other people in the shorts and knew I was dressed wrong this morning. I'll get it right tomorrow.
Layers, that's what matters, is the layers. And you definitely want to have that for the next couple of days because the mornings are still quite cool. So taking a look now at these temperatures right now, we're sitting around 17 degrees. We are anticipating a daytime high of 18 degrees. Yesterday we did forecast daytime high would be 15, but with that sunshine, things are warming up. The lows, though, still hovering around the freezing mark, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Evenings are still quite cool, so if you are out and about later this evening, you definitely want to bring a light jacket. 1 degree really throughout eastern Ontario, Petawawa, especially along the valley, sitting around the freezing mark. Tomorrow's the daytime highs. Yes, we're in for another double-digit day. So 15 here in Ottawa, 14 along the Seaway, about 13 degrees in the valley with the mix of sun and cloud. But if you look at this in terms of the conditions, you aren't going to see much in terms of precipitation, even cloud cover as well. Mainly sunny skies to kick things off. Thursday, around the afternoon, we might see a little bit more cloud cover around Pembroke, Renfrew, even Kingston. Ottawa still may be seeing a little bit more sunshine than other parts of the region. Now, right now, across eastern Ontario, A little bit of rain, things cooling down at St. John's, 1 degree, -1 in Charlottetown, but you're getting a lot of that warm weather moving through the Midwest, pushing into the Ottawa or the Ontario region. Windsor, 22 degrees, 17 in Toronto, 15 in Sudbury, Winnipeg, 21 degrees, but a different story as we look towards Alberta, where things have cooled. 5 degrees is the current temperature with a little bit of precipitation moving through. Vancouver, though, sitting around 14 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Now, the 7-day forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. Liking the stretch of temperatures we will be having for the next several days. We are hovering around the mid-teens, 15 for Thursday, sunshine for Friday and Saturday, 13 the anticipated daytime high. Then you'll start to see the overnight Saturday into Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. Those overnight lows really above freezing mark. So 4 degrees going into Sunday, daytime high 15 degrees. It won't be until Tuesday, Patricia, that we will likely see precipitation return to eastern Ontario. And right now, the early forecast anticipating between 5 to 10 millimeters.
Finding a bit of a groove here right now, some consistency out there because it's been up and down and all over, so we can sort of anticipate what to expect over the next few days.
Much needed.
All right, thank you.
You're going to have a gun range, you're going to have classrooms, dynamic simulation labs.
Well, just ahead, Ottawa Police look to build a new training facility in Barrhaven, but it comes with a hefty price tag.
Tonight, a tentative deal in time for the holidays.
Obviously, trust has dropped.
Can Canada Post deliver on expectations during the busy shipping season? That's later on CTV National News.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Our popular Team of the Week segment is back tonight, in fact. And if you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, the Ottawa Police Service is looking for somewhere to train new recruits after Algonquin College told them they can no longer use spaces at the school. The plan is to build a training centre in the city's south end, but it will cost more than $200 million. The facility would be located at 3505 Prince of Wales Drive, directly beside the new Barrhaven Police Station. CTV's Dylan Dyson has the details.
This site, almost 16 acres in size, could be home to the Ottawa Police Service's new South End campus and training facility.
There are a number of facilities being used throughout the city, and they're scattered, and it's inefficient training for the police service. So the idea is to bring training all under one roof.
A report for Monday's Police Services Board meeting recommends the approval of a $233 million professional development center at the site of the new police station in Barrhaven on Prince of Wales Drive.
You're going to have a gun range, you're going to have classrooms, dynamic simulation labs. You're going to have a place for us to do our CEW training. So all of our required CSPA training, Community Safety and Policing Act training, as well as all of our other specialty training, like our investigative training, training for our special constables.
The cost is very high, in particular because of the specialized nature of the infrastructure that would be required for the fire range, for motor vehicle training, etc.
The Ottawa Police currently have 8 training facilities scattered across the city, most notably Algonquin College's firing range. But in 2024, the college issued notice to the Ottawa Police that it could no longer use the range by March 2033.
The facilities that we're losing at Algonquin, it is disappointing. I think we had all hoped that we would have continued that relationship, and I think it did make sense, especially with the police training that the college provides.
The Ottawa Police say a new training center is vital as a critical period looms for the city's police force.
We know that we're going into, like most places, a retirement bubble where we're seeing lots of people leave. So as people leave, we need to bring them on. Bring new officers on. We also know that we're a growing city.
If approved by the board, the project will begin this spring, with construction expected to be complete in 2031. Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Ottawa's paramedic chief says first responders being assaulted will not be tolerated after paramedics and a police officer were assaulted in 3 separate calls last week. The Ottawa Paramedic Service and Ottawa Police are releasing details on 3 incidents over a 4-day period that saw first responders assaulted, including someone allegedly spitting in a paramedic's face and a firearm produced while paramedics responded to a call.
Paramedics are regularly assaulted and abused, and it's a grave concern to paramedics and our service because we're here to help. And, you know, for us, it's not part of the job to be abused. It truly is that we are here to help.
The paramedic chief says there have been 25 incidents this year where paramedics were assaulted after over 100 incidents of paramedics being assaulted last year. Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. One of Canada's biggest banks is donating $2 million to CHEO.
Our vision is to boldly grow the good in business and life, and we understand that we're in a position where we can provide capital to organizations and partner with them in a way that can really have an impact on the sustainable future.
CHEO says BMO made the donation to mark Earth Day. The money is intended to support sustainability initiatives at the Children's Hospital. OPP say several vehicles have been damaged after hitting a large pothole on Saint Laurent Boulevard. The pothole was just before the Highway 417 eastbound on-ramp. Police say at least 6 vehicles sustained tire or rim damage. The city's road repair crews were called to the scene to fill the pothole. The City of Ottawa insists the field at TD Place will be ready for Atletico Ottawa's home opener this weekend. Construction on the new field began in December as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 plan. Trailers and equipment were on the field at TD Place through the winter, and the turf was temporarily removed. The city says it has reinstalled the turf, and it will be ready for Sunday's game when Atletico hosts Vancouver FC.
Success, not sit back on those leads. Savalainen!
The Ottawa Charge are back on the ice tonight on the verge of clinching a playoff spot. They're in Boston facing off against the Fleet after Saturday's big 5-1 win against the New York Sirens. If they win in regulation tonight, they will lock down a spot in the postseason.
Now, if I was traveling, I think I would probably wait till after summer and see if things calm down and see what happens with the world.
Just ahead, another airline is cutting flights due to high jet fuel prices, which could jeopardize Canadians' summer vacation plans.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Developing news out of the West End tonight, where fire crews spent over an hour battling a fire that seriously damaged a home. We want to show you a live look at the house, which is on Andover Place. Crews there battling this, and there's the damage to the home. This broke out on Andover east of Woodruff just before 4 p.m. According to Ottawa Fire, a hedge fire spread to the home and a vehicle. One person was treated at the scene for minor injuries. Firefighters were able to protect nearby homes that were also at risk of catching fire. The cause is under investigation. Air Transat is cutting flights on some routes in the face of the unprecedented fuel crisis. The conflict in the Middle East has already led several other carriers, including Air Canada, to revise some of their plans, and experts warn summer season travel will be chaotic. CTV's Quebec Bureau Chief, Geneviève Beauchemin, is following this story.
At the airport, the excitement of travel is dimmed by worries over flight plans.
Well, we booked our trip a long time ago, and so thankfully we got a very good discount. And now, if I was traveling, I think I would probably wait till after summer and see if things calm down and see what happens with the world.
Transat is canceling hundreds of flights, pointing to soaring jet fuel prices and a looming shortage in Europe. It says the changes represent a 6% reduction in capacity, affecting routes in Europe and the Caribbean. The suspension of service to Cuba is extended until October.
I'm just crossing my fingers.
Rebecca O'Sullivan booked a dream European vacation with Transat months ago for her 40th wedding anniversary.
So it's just, I'm in a state of limbo, and I'm sure so many people are in a state of limbo, you know, and there's nothing we can do.
Air Canada and WestJet have also trimmed capacity, while Lufthansa has cut 20,000 short-haul flights. United Airlines said today its prices may have to rise by 20%.
This is the biggest crisis the airline industry has had.
bar none.
In Canada, airlines need to rebook passengers on cancelled or delayed flights on the next available one, departing within 48 hours. But that may not be a solution.
If there's no flight to go within 48 hours, what do you do? So refunds are the only thing in town. So there's a bunch of rules that are going to have to be looked at again.
And insurance may not cover other costs, classifying this crisis as an act of war.
Refunding my flight does nothing for me because I still have to pay, quite a bit of money for my tour. So refunding me, I don't want a refund from the airline. I want to get there.
And as airlines pass on some of the expense to travelers, some say they'll just have to stay closer to home. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
NBN and Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more on the flight cancellations and the day's other business headlines.
This time it's Air Transat scaling back, cutting hundreds of flights from its schedule. From May to October, flights will be reduced by 6%. That means fewer flights to Europe and the Caribbean, including Cuba. The company CEO says there is an exceptional environment affecting the entire sector. Both Air Canada and WestJet have done the same. Shares in Rogers Communications are spiking on news. The company is slashing spending by 30%. Rogers reported earnings and beat total revenue expectations, but the company CEO says it is reining in capital spending because of new regulations he calls punitive. Instead, the telecom will add to its free cash flow. Grocery chain Metro also reported earnings, with its second quarter profit coming in at $246 million. But the company warns a strike at its produce distribution center in Quebec will impact earnings for its next quarter. The higher cost of transportation will also be a factor. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is barely changed at 73.14. West Texas Intermediate up over $3 to 92.56. Western Canadian Select up over $2 to 70.78. And the TSX gained 146 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
It is a landmark and bold policy decision in the UK to impose a lifetime smoking ban on those born after 2008. The tobacco and vaping bill must still get royal assent, and there are questions about enforcement. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has more on the generational ban and whether Canada will take note.
The United Kingdom is looking to create its first smoke-free generation.
It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation, and I can assure all noble lords it will save lives.
Lawmakers in the UK have passed a new bill that will introduce a lifetime ban on buying cigarettes for anyone born after 2008. The aim to prevent youth from developing nicotine addictions.
It's a step in the right direction, and we're really encouraged to see this, hoping that officials in Canada will take note and see what can be done here within our borders to address smoking.
Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death, illness, and disability in Canada. The latest data shows 12% of Canadians aged 15 and older currently smoke cigarettes. Most started before the age of 18. When it comes to vaping, 10% of Canadians aged 20 to 24 and 6.7% aged 15 to 19 report vaping every day.
There's not many things, if anything, that smoking is not going to drastically make worse, which is why I often say smoking is the most harmful thing that you can do for your health. Quitting is the best thing you can do for your health.
The federal government has been asked to consider a very similar proposal before, but so far it hasn't made any moves. Experts hope the UK's bill will change that.
It does have the potential to have a huge impact long term. We are at lower smoking prevalence than we were historically. It makes it more feasible.
Federal law currently prohibits the sale of tobacco products to anyone under the age of 18. And many experts say to further bring down smoking rates, that age should be pushed to 21. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Well, a basketball phenom with ties to the nation's capital is taking her game to the pros. Cassandra Prosper tipped off her career playing high school basketball here in Ottawa. And as CTV's Kimberly Fowler tells us, she will now reach new heights, making her debut in the WNBA next month.
From Capitol Courts to the U.S. Capitol.
With the 19th pick in the 2026 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Cassandra Prosper from the University of Notre Dame.
Cassandra Prosper is heading to the WNBA.
My goals have always been, get to the W, and now I got to figure out, other goals now that I'm here.
At 17, the Montreal-born basketball star moved to Ottawa to take her game to the next level, enrolling in Capitol Courts Academy and playing for Corrine Wilson Secondary School.
They had a great Capitol Courts Academy that was going to be able to challenge me, and I was going to be able to grow as a player.
Her coaches saw something special early on.
Cass is successful in the classroom and was successful on the floor. So there was no doubt in my mind that she will be getting to her dream.
From Ottawa, Prosper enrolled early at the University of Notre Dame. She also represented Canada on the Olympic stage in 2024. After a breakout senior year with the Fighting Irish, Prosper decided to forego her final year of college to enter the WNBA draft.
Making that decision for myself, I was like, this is my last year in college, and I want to finish college in a way that I'm proud of and in a way that I know I gave my everything to my training. And then that summer, I got a mental coach, but I also went and trained in LA with my brother for 2 weeks.
And basketball runs deep in the family. Her brother, Omax Olivia Maxence Prosper, plays for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Prosper's three is through.
Along with the family on draft day, Coach Fab, who helped shape her career, also living her dream.
This was the script she was writing right now with the chapter that she had with us. And she was going to continue chapter 2 at Notre Dame. And next thing you know, when she gave me a call saying, hey, Coach Fab, do you want to come to the draft? And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm coming.
And now the next chapter begins in Washington, D.C., when Prosper suits up for the Washington Mystics next month. Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
Well, just ahead, another generation of high school athletes doing great things. We'll see where they go as we meet our Myers Team of the Week, joined in the studio by a local volleyball team.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Well, it is time to meet our Myers Team of the Week. Teams are invited to send us a video to describe why their group is the greatest. Tonight's team, the Ottawa Fusion U15 Red. These volleyball players push each other to excel while fostering a supportive and positive team environment. They're currently working hard to get ready for nationals next month in Calgary. Amazing, and hope to bring home a medal. And they are joining us here in studio. Very happy to have you guys here. So Dana, just coming off provincials, right? How did that go? Not quite the way you hoped?
Well, we pushed really hard and we had some amazing games, amazing sets. We all played really well and we had a lot of fun.
What is it that is so much fun about volleyball and playing with this group that you've been together with for the last year or so?
Just getting to play with our team and go and to all these experiences that you wouldn't get to play if you weren't part of a club. And it's just so much fun to be able to play with your teammates and work hard and get achievements together.
I mean, we always talk about teamwork in different sports, but I feel like in volleyball, it's so much more key than in some areas, right? Like you really have to work together to get the ball on the other side of the net. You have to be communicating. You have to know where each other's going to be and what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, volleyball is like definitely a team sport. And if your whole team isn't like in a good mood or positive, you definitely like feel it on the court when you're playing.
How long have you been playing, Abby?
3 years.
And what is it you love the most about it?
Probably the team aspect and how it's like so positive most of the time when you're playing.
Teammates, friends, memories for life, all of that? Yeah, absolutely. How are you feeling about nationals? Because a trip to Calgary is amazing. It's a wonderful spot. Are you pretty excited about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's it's the furthest I've ever gone for volleyball.
Yeah, that's a good trip all the way across the country. And Myers is going to help you get there because they have $1,000 for you. We're going to get Sean to come on in and present that check. And Sean, I would imagine some of this money might go to help you guys out in Calgary, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sean, why are you happy to be supporting this wonderful group of volleyball players?
Well, anytime you can support youth athletes is awesome, and volleyball is great. I loved volleyball growing up. It's hard to find a team back then, but the popularity has really grown. Like my daughter plays, my nieces, my nephew plays, so it's awesome to see the growth in the sport.
Absolutely. Loved it. I've watched some great volleyball at the Olympics. Maybe one day, some of you guys there as well. All right, thank you so much, all of you. And if you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvottawa.ca. And coming up, this is so crazy. Drake's infamous ice sculpture is melting now faster than expected. We explain why after the break. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. Taking a look at the next 3 days. Look at this. Lots of sunshine in store. Double-digit temperatures as well. 15 degrees for our Thursday, 13 for our Friday and our Saturday. Take advantage, though, because by early next week, we could see the return of precipitation. But for now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, where it is 17 degrees out there right now with the sun shining all along Spark Street.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sneha Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Pure Country 94.
Texas, I can tell.
Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
Tomorrow on Your Morning Ottawa, this Earth Week, we are telling you how you can get out of your car and onto the bike, and for a wonderful cause. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave. It all starts at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
And here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Master Chef, The Floor, and Shark Tank. Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
They must keep their diets. They must still be prepared for what can come next.
Some Gatineau residents voluntarily leaving their homes while others decide to stay. Officials say up to 500 buildings could now be at risk. Police divers are searching Lake Ontario near Greater Napanee after a vehicle went into the water after an attempted traffic stop last night.
The playoff atmosphere on top of that, it's gonna be rocking in there tomorrow night.
It will be rocking indeed. The fans are ready, so are the Sens for the first home game of the playoff series tomorrow at the CTC. And pretty good pregame weather on the way tomorrow. This whole stretch the next few days, pretty good, Jackie.
Yes, absolutely. Leave the umbrellas at home. You don't need this. Maybe you want the jacket in the early morning because we are still starting off quite cool. Take a look at these conditions. No cloud in sight as we start our morning. Perhaps in the afternoon, though, parts of the region could see more clouds moving through, including Smiths Falls, Brockville, Kingston, even the Valley. But Ottawa, mainly clear skies. And take a look at the wake-up weather. 3 degrees, but the good news is we are warming up to about 14, 15 degrees for our Thursday. The overnight about -1 going into Friday, 13 degrees, which will continue into our Saturday. So we are averaging about 13, 15 degrees for really the next 7 days. It won't be until Tuesday, and I'm keeping a close eye on this, that we could see precipitation moving in. Forecast showing about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. But again, we're keeping a very close eye on this. Patricia, Stefan.
The other part of the good news there is that even though it starts cool, almost no wind to speak of in the morning. That's what's been making it miserable on the bike out there. So hopefully that starts to improve as well for the early morning rides. Right, we want to check in now and see what our news team is working on for tonight. Stefan Keys is on the desk at 11:30. Steph?
Patricia, tonight we take a look at the concept of taking care of caregivers. A new report shows many pregnant physicians increase their workload and don't take enough time off after delivery. The systemic problems for women in the workforce and impact on patient care is under the microscope with hopes of better outcomes for all. Plus, we'll definitely have the highlights of our female athletes all charged up with the goal of getting to the PWHL playoffs. Get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join us tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
I was a big fan, but getting to hang out with Brianne Jenner at that event on Sunday, she's absolutely the coolest. So now I'm like really pulling for them to make it happen and have some more playoff hockey in this city. All right, we want to get to this before we go. Emergency responders in Toronto are now cleaning up the mess left by Drake's giant ice sculpture. Yeah, so this is other duties as required, I guess. Fire crews pouring warm water on the ice. They say it was all necessary because of safety concerns. Crowds of people and fans have been coming to see this massive ice block for days. It's been all over social media. Some were trying to use blowtorches to melt the ice. Others were climbing on top. Police said not to do that. Police and fire stepped in. It was all part of a promotion for Drake's new album. And the release date was revealed as May 15th. Are we excited about that?
It was quite the publicity stunt. Frozen Frenzy in Toronto. There was I don't know if you followed this, but there was a Toronto streamer who chipped away at this ice block, found the envelope, rushed it over to Drake's house, and it gave him $50,000 for the find.
We showed that on CTV Ottawa last night, if you've been paying attention.
Oh, you're watching, yes. Yes, Patricia.
100%.
Bravo.
Good stuff. We want to wish incredible luck to our team of the week as they get ready for nationals. Love that when a team has a chance to do that. Out in Calgary, you used to work in Calgary.
Sure did.
I'm there all the time. It's a beautiful spot. I hope they have a wonderful trip. Thanks so much to them, and have a great night tonight, everyone.